a superhero.
Double kill.
You make me feel so crazy. Still in love with you. You make me feel amazing when I'm next to you. You make me feel so crazy. My heart beats for you. Can't help but know you.
Hey, what's going on everybody? My name is RagingFury55 and today we'll be teaching you guys how to do 5 different transitions in Adobe Premiere for gaming montages, stuff like that. Anyway, let's get started. So, of course, you gotta start a new project, so we're gonna name it, I don't know, Practice Timeline. And we're gonna go into here and basically what we're gonna do is for our first 3 effects, we're gonna try and chain them up together and use them together. And yeah, we're just gonna do that. And then for the last 2, we're gonna do those separately. But anyway, let's get right into it. All right, guys, sorry, I'm back. So I got some footage here. So first of all, we got a drill site cinematic clip. So basically, I got 3rd-person cinematics for one of the effects we're gonna do. And on top of that, I have a clip from Halo 5 Infection. If you haven't played Halo 5, I would definitely recommend it. I love the game, and that's what my channel is basically centered around. And then if we go around here, we have a good song. So anyway, I'm gonna play the song for like 20 seconds. I'm gonna show you where we're gonna basically edit. Okay, so basically, I don't know if you heard it, but right around here, we had some really nice beats for that gradual black flash. And basically what we're gonna do is play with opacity keyframes. If you don't know what those are, we're gonna get to it, so don't worry about it. But anyway, right here, let me go back to it. So right here, you can hear those like slow beats where we're gonna wanna match it up with a slow black flash. Anyway, so right here. And usually what I like to do, I don't know if you can tell what I'm doing right now, but basically I'm scrubbing, which is a good way to figure out where the beat is. And then after that, after you do all the keyframes and whatever, after that, you play it back, see if it looks nice. And then if it doesn't look right, just, you know, play around with it a little bit. And eventually you'll get it usually. So anyway, let's get our cinematic here. Let's find a good part. I guess this is all right. We're just gonna cut it right here. Delete that. We're not gonna need the sound for the cinematic. That would just ruin the cinematic basically, in most cases. And then now I can hear the beat is right here. If you want to, a lot of people, I know some editors, they like putting a little marker where the beats are and then do the keyframes. Honestly, I like just freeballing it and just doing the opacity keyframes as I find the places in the song. So basically, you can put a marker here if you want to, just to like make sure you know where the beat is. I don't do that, but some people like doing that, so they like putting all the markers first. But I don't do that. Anyway, we're gonna go here. We're gonna raise this a little bit so we have a little bit more to work with. So right here, you can hear the beat. So basically, what we're gonna wanna do is go back 1 frame, go to opacity, change it to 100, and then when the beat hits here, you can either change it to 0, or you can go 1 more frame and change it to 0. I honestly like it changing it after 1 frame. I think it looks a lot cleaner, but in some cases you might want to wait another frame. So right here we're going to put 0 for opacity, but some people like putting it 1 frame further and putting the 0 here. It works either way. I like it this way better. In my opinion, I think that works better. Now let's find the other beats. So now we can hear another beat right here. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to actually make this process a whole lot quicker. We're just going to copy and paste it. It's really simple. You're just going to copy the keyframes, Control C, and then, or you can, I think you can also highlight it and copy it. Yeah, you can do that too. I like using keyboard shortcuts. It just makes working a lot easier. But anyway, we're going to copy and paste that. Boom, there we go. So as I said, reminding you guys, remember, go to the beat and then go back one frame before the beat and then copy and paste it, or else you're going to be off a frame and it won't look too bad, but you want to get it as perfect as possible. And now we're just basically going to do that for every beat. Okay, so now that we have done all the opacity stuff, it should be pretty simple now. We're going to play it back. And right here you can hear more beats. We could keyframe and stuff as well, but I'm just going to skip that for now because I'm trying to make this as short and sweet as possible. But anyway, let's fast forward through the song. So I don't know if you can tell, but right here is where the song kind of like, there's no more beats, it's just the guy singing. And this is where we want to use that Gaussian blur transition. So basically, what we're going to want to do is delete this. We're going to go to our clip and we're going to find myself getting a sniper kill here. So right here, we have me scoping in. What we want to do is basically find right where I kill him. So we're going to go over here and we're going to find the exact keyframe where I shoot. We're going to cut that off. Let's just make sure we have the right keyframe. There we go. We're going to cut that off. We're going to move it to the climax beat. So this one has kind of a more long beat. So we're just going to put it at the very beginning. We're going to put that right there. And what we're going to want to do here for this Gaussian blur transition is we're going to make this a little bit slower. So we're going to use the R tool. You can also click right here for the, I think it's called a speed and transition tool. But anyway, we're going to make that a little bit longer. And now, see, now it's 24%. Now what we're going to want to do is, sometimes putting optical flow or frame blending actually makes it look a little bit nicer. So we're going to try optical flow here. Slap that on. And now we're going to put on the Gaussian blur. So now we're going to have to nest our loop. And if you're wondering why we have to nest it, if we don't nest it, the optical flow won't render correctly. So we're going to have to nest it. There we go. We've nested it. And now we're going to turn this opacity to 0. So we're kind of using that opacity again. Opacity keyframes are really good and they can help you a lot of different ways. And we're going to change this to around 80. So we don't want to bring it all the way back to 100. We're going to make it around 80. And now this is where we put that Gaussian blur into effect. And just so you guys know, honestly, I just found out about this effect by looking at other people's montages. And if you just like watch carefully, going frame by frame, you can usually figure out what they're doing. But anyway, now we're going to want to use Gaussian blur keyframes. And first, we're going to make the Gaussian blur very heavy. We're going to put it around 70, right? Boom. And then we're going to make it over here around 20. So we want to still have that Gaussian blur right before that climax beat, but we don't want to have too much blur. So anyway, we're going to just export that real quick or render it. Now let's play it out real quick. Okay, so that's good, right? It looks pretty good, but we can make it a little bit better. So now we're going to put lighting effects. And if you don't know what lighting effects are, you're going to search up in effects and you can find it. So you already have a preset for it because once you do it one time, you can just make a preset and you can use it over and over again. But I'm going to start from scratch so you guys know what I'm doing. Anyway, we're going to need an adjustment layer. This is how I do it. You can also put it directly in the clip, but I like using an adjustment layer. Don't ask me why. I know some people are against adjustment layers, and I like them personally. But yeah, let's get right into it. We're going to slap this on. and we're gonna have to tweak a couple things here. First of all, go to light 1, and we're gonna change spotlight to Omni, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Omni. And then you can either keep it at white or you can keep it a little bit more yellow. I like it being a little bit yellow or a little tint of yellow. Some people just like it being white. Either works in my opinion. It just really depends on the montage and the type of song. But we're gonna use a little bit of a yellow tint. And then usually people like expanding the radius a little bit more and making the intensity a little bit bigger. So we're gonna pump it up just a little bit. There we go. And make the radius a little bit bigger. Like around 48, 49-ish. I'm just freeballing it right now. It really depends on your montage. Every time you don't know what to do, just play around with it. And usually after a while, you can get it to look really nice if you just play around with it and take your time. And that's basically it. And now we're gonna use opacity keyframes again. I know, pretty crazy stuff. But anyway, we're gonna keep it at 100 first for the very first keyframe. And then we're gonna go out about a second and then change it to 0. And I think we made it around a second. Usually you want the lighting effect to last for around 1 to 2 seconds. Don't make it any longer than that, and don't make it any shorter than that. That's just my take on it. So I'm gonna make it a little bit shorter here actually. Drag it over here. And let's render it and see how it looks now. See, that was pretty cool, right? That lighting effect looks really nice. And when you piece it all together, it can look really nice. I really like that. I think it looks really clean. And I think it's great for montages. It's not too cheesy or anything. But it's a nice, simple lighting effect. Anyway, let's get to parts 4 and 5 with the bounce effect and the time remapping for bullet syncing. Alright guys, we're back, and yet again I changed the song a little bit because I feel like this song's really good for bullet syncing. So if you really need to practice bullet syncing, I would highly recommend this song. It's called Idyll, I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. I'll leave all of it in the description if you need help or anything finding this music. But anyway, let's get right into it. So right here we have a clip. So you can see right here, right there, he was shooting a lot, and we're going to try and sync that. So basically, we're going to cut that portion off. Right when he shoots, you're going to cut that, and basically, we're going to find a good beat to match it up with. So right here, I can hear a lot of consecutive beats, so we're gonna work with that. And basically, what we're gonna wanna do is we're gonna cut each bullet, basically. So I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about real quick. So we're gonna go a little bit further, and then find where he shoots again, right here, cut. And he's shooting really quickly here, so you gotta be a little bit careful. Alright, sorry about that. So basically, I figured out where he shot every time. So basically, I'm going to remind you guys one more time. You basically want to cut it right when you're about to shoot. Right when you're about to shoot, that's where you cut it. Now we're going to pull out this little thing called time remapping, and this is really useful. So we're going to go here, time remapping speed, make this a little bit bigger. And now we're just going to match it to beat. It's really simple. So what we're going to do is put Alt here, or use Command, sorry, click on Command, hold on it. Click in the right in the middle of the clip. Play it out. So I can hear the next beat is right here. So what we're going to want to do is make this a little bit slower. So I'm going to put it around 30%. Maybe a little bit slower. So 23%. And now we're going to ease it in a little bit and match it. And yeah, we're just going to do that for every clip now, or every little bullet we shot. So we're gonna do that again, time remapping speed. And I don't know if you could tell, I was a little bit silly. I could have done the time remapping speed earlier, Now I have to do it for every single clip. So that was kind of dumb of me. So if you want to be smart and not be dumb like me, do that beforehand, before you cut the clip. But anyway, we're just going to keep on trudging along here. And we're going to bring it down a little bit. I would advise not bringing it too slow, or else it's going to look all weird. You might have to put some frame blending as well. You can't just keep it at frame sampling. You probably have to put a frame blending or optical flow. You might be asking, hey, which situation do I use either? It really depends. Just use one of them and see how it looks. Try the other, and then whatever works better, just use that. But anyway, we're gonna keep going along here. And then now, since we have done all the, we've matched all the bullets to the beat, now what we're gonna wanna do is put frame sampling for all of them. And remember, it depends on the situation. Sometimes you wanna put optical flow, but this time we're gonna put frame blending. I think frame blending will work here better, in my opinion. I'm not completely sure. Let's just try it out. That didn't look too well. Let's try optical flow actually. And now you can see it sounds kind of weird. So basically what you would actually do for a montage is don't make this too low. In my opinion, you want to keep it around 60 to 80%. If you're slowing it down, if you're speeding it up, don't go above 150%, because you can also make this faster if the beats are really quick. And yeah, so a lot of my montages, you can watch them. I use this technique a lot. Here we mess up a little bit because we made it a little bit too slow, but I hope you guys get the gist of what we're trying to do here. And also, if you're doing an actual montage, this would also look cleaner if we deleted all of these and added in manual gun sounds. It would just look a whole lot cleaner. Just trust me on this. If you want to make your montage look 10 times better, manually add sound. It's gonna make your montage look way cleaner. And yeah, that's basically it. Now let's go to our final topic, which is the bounce effect, which is really good when you have like a sniper or a precision weapon. And I'll show you guys what I'm talking about right here. So right here, we have a really nice beat right here. And this is gonna be really good for our bounce effect. So we're gonna add a marker real quick. And now we're gonna find a sniper kill. So you can see he shoots right here. So we're gonna bring it back. We're gonna bring it to the marker. And now we're gonna do that bounce effect. So basically, it's really simple. You go one frame before the beat, use the scale keyframes. You wanna keep it at 100 first. Go one frame outward. And I think we might have messed up here actually. Oh, I think we're fine actually. But okay, now, one frame outward. You can do 2 or 3 sometimes. It depends on the type of beat. But usually one frame is good. And now you can change it to around 110 to 120. It really depends on the montage. Just play around with it. We're going to use 120 here. And now we're going to go out about right here. And we're going to change it back to 100. And final thing, right before we play it out, I'm going to do something really quick. I'm going to add an adjustment layer. And we're going to put crop on it real quick. And I think that'll really help us right here. Put crop on. There we go. And we're going to change top to 7% and bottom to 7%. And let's just play it out. Oh, I am too far. Okay, let's bring it back. And yeah, that's basically it. It's really simple. But it has a nice bounce effect, which really looks nice on a sniper or any type of precision weapon. This looks really nice on. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. As well, for the beat right here, if you want to, you can actually add the bounce effect and lighting effects together. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about real quick. So we're going to type in lighting effects, drag in that lighting effect, do the keyframes real quick. So opacity 100, and then we're going to change it to 0 here. And then we're going to render those frames out. And let's play it out real quick. And when you add the lighting effects and the bounce effect together, sometimes it looks really good. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys want more types of effects for your montages you guys want me to cover, I'll be happy to. These were the 5 main ones people asked for, so I decided to make a whole video, a whole guide for it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out.